Welcome to Wizards Outlook. Joined as always by Cardell Dudley Jr. We got Raymond Lyons, Wilson Tarpe Jr. And Wizards fans feel like you're probably happy tonight. Westbrook led the Wizards past the Pacers 132, 124. Definitely had some help, but he had very big night. Six players scored in double figures for Washington. Speaking of Russ, 35 points, 21 assists, and 14 rebounds. Rui, I feel wrong even saying chipped in, but Rui had 26 points and 8 rebounds. Chandler Hutchison, he showed out in his debut a little bit, contributing, continue that trend from both those players in the trade, making an immediate impact for Washington. Four players scored in double figures for Indiana, but I want to talk to you guys about it. So, Ray, you can get started, and then Cardell, just your initial thoughts on the Wizards beating the Pacers tonight.
Yeah, Westbrook, man. This was just one of those games for him. You already read off the stat line, and we talk about the turnovers. He had 4 turnovers tonight, but 21 assists. Like, that's kind of different than having 5 turnovers and 8 assists. So it was a great game for him, man. He was lights out. Rui, he was aggressive. He stepped up. He filled that void. They were going to have to bail out. That production was going to have to come from somewhere. Chandler Hutchison, he contributed his piece as well. The new guys, they continue to make an impact in areas where they were picked up to make an impact. Gafford, he was effective before he was injured. 11 points, 2 blocks, 6 rebounds, and he only played 15 minutes. So yeah, man, hopefully that's nothing serious for him. He can continue to be out there. But it's a very small sample size. But Hutchison and Gafford looks like they're gonna be able to fit in nicely with this team because as we've said, they address needs that the Wizards have, and they should be good for them moving forward. Not a whole lot of defense played in this game. Just came down to the Wizards making more shots, man. They won the shootout. Brogdon and Sabonis matched Westbrook and Rui's 35 and 26. Pacers had 4 players in double figures as well. And Wizards just were able to make a few more plays. As always, it's always good to get one in the win column. So I'm glad they was able to pull this one out.
Well, first off, praise up to Daniel Gafford. His impact in basically like a game and a half has been huge. For those that don't know, he had a nasty ankle injury when he came down, rolled his ankle on Sumner's foot. Like I said, his impact was huge. Hope he has a speedy recovery. He had 11, 6, and 2 blocks in 15 minutes for 4-6 shooting. Similar to his production in the first game and the win over Detroit, it just tells you what he brings to the team. And they're going to make a playoff push. They're going to need him to heal up real quick because nobody can do what he does on the Wizards roster, like nobody. So that's a we're going to see what it is. Look nasty. So, those things take time to heal. But that was a nasty, ankle sprain. So we're going to see what it is. I love what Hutchison brought. Keep in mind, this wasn't just his first game with the Wizards. Even in Chicago, he's been out for a minute because he was injured and the COVID situation. So he hasn't played in like months. Honestly, he hasn't played in weeks. And so for him to come back, with 16 points, 5 rebounds, and 7. Well, he had more than that. That's what I wrote down at the time. He had 18 points and 5 rebounds in 25 minutes on 8 of 11 shooting. 2 or 3 from deep was big. I know in the presser, his Wizard opening presser, he said he felt like he's in great shape. He said he was ready to go. All guys say that you don't really know until they get on the floor, but when he got on the floor, he proved it. You know what I mean? So that right there tells you, and if I'm a coach with him saying that and then proving it, that tells me right there I could trust him to be ready. You know what I mean? Whereas other guys, you just roll your eyes and just keep it moving. I also like what he brought defensively. Obviously, we knew he's versatile defensively, but he made Brogdon work. He kind of shut down Holiday in spurts because Holiday was starting to heat up and make it annoying where the Wizards were in trouble, and he kind of cut that water off. And one thing I didn't know about his game that he showed today, he's great at moving without the ball. He don't need the ball at all to score, and that's big when you're playing with Russ and Bill and then Rui. You know what I'm saying? A lot of guys can't. They don't know how to play without the ball. They need the ball to make it happen, man. The fact that he can do, be an efficient scorer without having the ball, and then bring what he brings defensively is a huge plus for the Wizards. So they got some with these additions, man. I like what I like. I mean, I like the trade, from the jump, man. It was just a matter of them kind of getting acclimated to what the Wizards do, and Scott Brooks, he adjusted the system where they came in right away and they've been making impacts, man. It's big. Obviously, Russell Westbrook, what can you say about his performance, man? That is the first 35-point, 20-assist game in NBA history. 14 rebounds, and like I said, the 4 turnovers is huge, man, because if he would have had his customary, 8 turnovers, they lose his game. That it's as simple as that, because they couldn't stop the paces either. They just ain't turned it over, in crunch time and they hit shots. But this is an MVP Russ caliber performance. I love how they adjusted with no Bill, and you beat a team that's fighting for playoff positioning. That's a good sign. You know what I'm saying? And I like how they switched their style up. With Bill, it's kind of more methodical. You'll run if you can, but it's more of a half-court style. Brooks took it back to OKC tonight. He's like, do what you do, Russ, lead the way. And they ran, they dunked, and with the points in the paint that they had, which I'm gonna get to later, they created wide open threes. So this style was more what they've been doing to OKC. So he adjusted and they won the game. So it's a 2-game win streak on the homestand. You can't take nothing away from Russ. It was nothing negative to say, man. It was a great game, and it goes back to what we've been saying. When he takes care of the ball, it's hard. The Wizards are right there. They can win games. It's just that when he has a bad unforced turnovers and help the team beat the Wizards, it's deflating. So it is what it is. And Rui, I've been saying all year, he's the third option, but he got to stop the firm. He got to be aggressive because I feel like Bill and Russ are the type of guys where they'll adjust their games. They're going to get theirs. They'll adjust their games to him being aggressive, especially if he got it going. I get it. Most superstars, I'm like, man, just give me the ball and all that. But those guys don't need the ball to be effective. Hell, Rui can get going to be in the post, get a double, pass it out the Bill, and they can move it out the ball in school, man. That's what makes them the players that they are. I just feel like he keeps getting better and better, man. Like today, think about it. He went toe to toe to All-Star and canceled him out, with his production. That's huge, man. And I can't remember before Rui came. I can't remember outside when obviously when Wall and Bill was here. When was the last time you could say that by anybody else outside of those two? You know what I mean? Canceling out another All-Star at the other position. You didn't have that. 26 and 8 50% shooting, 3 assists, and you can't ask much more for Rui for that. I always felt like he had 20 and 10 potential when he was drafted. Now I might have to up that to like 25 and 12 because it's consistent what he's doing now since the All-Star break. It's not fluke. Like one game he has a big game that's back to 10 and 7 or something. He's consistently doing it. So when he really adds that 3 ball from the top of the key, that he's kind of up and down with, it's a wrap. He's gonna be killing teams. Raul Neto, Mr. Energy off the bench, man, deadly efficient. Dealing with doing what he do, 15 points and 7 to 9 shooting. That was big. He stepped up big time, bringing what he bring. And last but not least, things that really helped the Wizards in these last 2 wins, 3-point shooting is back. Last game they shot nearly 43%. This game they shot 52%. With Russ leading the way 4 for 6 from deep. Scott Brooks been saying it's hard to win when you don't make shots. You know what I'm saying? That's what he was saying during the losing streak, and he's right. Also, I'm noticing that the Wizards aren't settling for so many threes like they were early in the season. Like they would bomb away, take like, late 20s and 30-some threes, even when they weren't hitting. Now it's like they kind of, adjusted where they're getting into the paint and scoring more in the paint, and which opens up wide open 3-pointers for this team. Which they weren't getting because teams knew they were trying to force threes. So I'm loving what I'm seeing on that end. They dominated on the boards 55-37, and they scored 74 points in the paint tonight. Like I said, that helps you get wide open threes. In the win over Detroit, they scored 62 points in the paint. And they shot well from 3 in that game. So it's a connection with that. When they attack the paint, good things happen. They get to the free throw line. they got to shoot better from the free throw line because against better defensive teams, they gonna probably just take that hard foul, send you to the line. If you ain't hitting as good as a turnover, so that's something they got to watch. But all in all, good win over a playoff caliber team. They just got to keep it going tomorrow night. I think Charlotte coming here, so we're gonna see what happens then.
All right, Ray, did you have anything else you wanted to add?
Nah, man. Pretty much wrapped it up.
All right, on to everyone's favorite, the comments. To get these out real quick. Who's gonna start tonight? All right, it's from Amari Von Nelson. My guys, appreciate discussing my comment, man. Best Wizards Talk show out here. Don't worry about being nice either. Sports talk gets like that. All right. Plug Cap. So let me ask a question. What do you guys think the Wizards need to do to be a top 4 to 5 seed next year? Assuming Russ and Beal stay, do you think both of them together can put the Wizards in that position? I say yes because I don't see them starting off 5-15.
Well, one thing they're gonna have is actually summer and training camp together to build even better chemistry. They're gonna be healthy. Russ won't come in here with the lingering leg injury like he did after the Houston's playoff run last year. Bill will be healthy. Denny will be better. He'll have NBA experience. Rui would definitely be better. You know what I mean? Obviously I expect them to be better. If they keep the team intact, add more athleticism and size. It can't just be Gafford. There's plenty of bigs that will be in this draft. Trust me. With length and they can run the floor and do a lot of things. So they should have a pick of that. I feel like the Wizards have all they need on the perimeter, man. As far as skill guys, guys that can shoot, pass, defend, do all those things. They need more athleticism up front, because it ain't gonna just be. It can't just be Gafford. You know what I'm saying? They need bodies like that. They need guys in that mode, multiple guys like that. I mean, obviously you saw what Brooklyn just did with the trades and stuff like that. I mean, look, I like Gafford, what he's bringing, but you can't count on him by himself to just deal with the Giannis's of the world or Embiid's of the world or, even Robert Williams, the way he's growing, Julius Randle, Bam down there, Miami. You're gonna need to throw multiple players at them if you hope to beat them because they're gonna go through one player. So I'm looking forward to the Wizards kind of adding that to the mix and whatnot. I think they kind of good on the perimeter. You know what I'm saying, from point guard to I say power forward with Rui and whatnot, and Denny, holding down that spot. They should be good, but the center spot they need more athleticism up there for sure.
Right.
Yeah, I definitely agree, man. They need to just focus on that front line, as they should have been doing for years now. Then they probably wouldn't be in the position they in. But yeah, just looking towards the future, that's something that they definitely need to address. They'll have Thomas Bryant back, and with him, Gafford and whoever they get in the draft, and and possibly picking up. They should be in a pretty decent space, man. Like you said in the comment, it was an abysmal start to the season, and a lot of factors played into that. So yeah, I don't see them going through that again at the beginning of next year. Should everything go as planned. So yeah, man, it's not all gloom and doom for the future. If everybody stays the course and and they address the things they need to address.
Yeah, I don't really have too much to add. Like you guys said, it's clear. Like the fact that there's a stark difference between Gafford being here and what the rest of the front line looks like. Yeah, you need more things like that. It's very, very clear, very obvious. It's not too difficult. And like Cardell said, Ray mentioned as well, you have several options. Yeah, in the draft also. If you can get rid of $80 million, you got some room to play around with. Create, do some other things with as well.
If I'm 80 million, I hurry up real quick. Before I be out of a job.
Look, man.
Look, I'm good tomorrow, baby. I'm good, bro. I'm good, Brooks. All of
Because somebody is they're gonna have to make room on that front line for somebody. Throwing it out there. All right, moving on. Investing out the blue. Gafford brings the athleticism we needed. Now Chandler has to provide D and 3 on the wing, and Rui has to be the second option. He needs more minutes. Russ is my favorite player. If he's your third option, you win a ring.
Well, my man, what investing out the blue.
Mm-hmm.
Russ is a former MVP, perennial All-Star, perennial All NBA, future Hall of Fame, and he's the point guard. Only they don't become third options and if they do become a third option, that means they're declining quickly. And I see him hanging it up before it gets to that point. It just is what it is, man. Like, look, man, he made the first, as far as shots if Rui got it going or not, but he has the ball in his hands. There's no way he can be the third option. He's dictating everything. He's the point guard. Obviously, Bill's leading the league in scoring. He will always be the first guy. It is what it is. Rui, like I said, will have to be the third option and just get in where he fit in. It's not, and they can play off each other. We've seen plenty of teams have a lot of firepower and the mix well. We just saw the Dynasty Warriors go off like that with Steph, Clay, and KD. You know what I mean? They just took turns. Whoever got the high hand, they go off, go get 60. It's as simple as that. You know what I'm saying? It's not even about shots at this point, man. It ain't even about the option. They just need guys to play their game. And that's been my complaint about Rui. I felt like he deferred too much, but I get it. You know what I'm saying? Like with Russ being in and out early in the season, trying to battle back from injury and stuff like that. Bill on the rampage that he was on, I get it. It can affect you to the point where you just, all right, you don't want to interfere with the rampage Bill was on. You don't quite know how to play with Russ yet. He don't quite know how to play with you. So I get how it could be tough to, with the chemistry kind of being up and down at the time. But play your game. That's what they brought you there for. You know what I'm saying? And that's why I keep saying Russ and Bill are vets. They will adjust when they see what you can do. You saw how Gafford came right in, and I'm gonna get to Gafford in a second. You saw how he came back in. All they knew he could jump. They ain't hesitate. They saw him wide open when they turned that corner. They just left it for him. They threw it up, and he dunked it home. Confidence. Oh yeah, he definitely could do that, which they already knew because he did it to the Wizards early in the season. So. But that goes back to my point. Play your game. Don't try to be something that you're not. Don't be, I don't want to see Roy out here trying to be James Harden, taking step back 30-footers and stuff like that. That's not gonna do it. They play your game. And good things that happen. Russell go right down to that block, abuse whatever point guard is down there trying to deal with him. You're gonna have to come double eventually. Otherwise, he's just gonna eat that point guard alive because he's a physical dude. Really move without the ball, get to your spots, knock down the shot. It's real simple basketball, man. And you're starting to see that come to fruition right now. And as for Gafford, yeah, then I know he hurt right now, but yeah. Tommy, check the books, see what you need to do. Get some money from somewhere, man. Ask Ted for a loan. So what you gotta do, man. Y'all need that. I mean, y'all ain't had that, man. I can't remember y'all had that athletic 6'11" big. Oh man, what was the last time?
Jesus.
JaVale McGee.
Yeah.
That was a long time ago. So that was the early years of Wall. Gill, the end of the Gill run. So yeah, that's pretty much it. You ain't had that since then. You see the fruition. So yeah, keep that, man, for sure.
All right. Ray, did you have anything on that one?
Nah, I mean Cardell pretty much laid it out. It's
all right. It's all good. We'll lead off with this one. You got the last one tonight. Lead off with you on. I really don't think it's Scott who needs to be fired. I think it's the players that are losing, and it's on them not being able to close games. What do you guys think? Parentheses. Also went to the game against the Knicks, and it was definitely Brad and Russell's fault that we lost that. Not Scott. And parentheses. So all yours, Ray.
Yeah, I mean, I think we've had this conversation, almost nightly on here. With the Scott Brooks Gotta Go Brigade. I mean, what what do you expect him to do with what he has? Like just speaking frankly, um, we've talked ad nauseum about how the players need to look themselves in the mirror and have a sense of pride of what they're doing out there, and some of these problems would go away. The talent issue, that's a whole nother thing. That's not going to be fixed immediately. But you can still play hard and make good decisions, and do the things that you're expected to do as a professional basketball player. And again, there's never been a time when we've completely absolved Scott Brooks from the stuff that's going on. And the part that he's responsible for, we've held him responsible for. But again, he if we're going down the laundry list of issues in order of importance, his shortcomings aren't near the top of that list this season. So yeah, man. All in all, I agree with the comment. But again, it's a lot of a lot of blame to go around. But yeah, a bulk of this stuff falls on what's happening on the court, outside of Brooks.
I'm not gonna get on. I'm not gonna get on Brooks. But I'm looking at the Knicks. I hope he ain't talking about the Knicks game where Randall had like 30 and a half or something. Nobody played good that game. So I don't even know why you singing that out, Russell, bro. Man, like, I mean, you said they were the reason why they lost. I'm like, nobody played well that game. Julius Randle, everybody. Yeah, that's the game. He had 37. Yeah, they ate him alive. R.J. Barrett played well. Mitchell Robinson, athletic big. We keep talking about. You gotta have one. It seems like, but you're not
Some
gonna
people
go
have
there.
2 or 3.
That's why I said the Wizards in all season need to find a couple more so they straight. Now they can rumble. But Alec Burks ate them up quickly. He came in and ate them up. Nah, nobody played well. They had 3 quarters where they scored 30, 39, 30, 39 points in the first 3 quarters. That's a game. You almost allowed 80 points in 2 quarters, man. Like that's what I'm saying. What can Brooks do about that, man? He can't get out there and play defense, man. That's just they didn't execute. The players got to execute. I could put in the best game plan in the world, but if the players don't execute, they don't sacrifice. They're not on the string. They don't communicate. They're not tough. They're not playing smart. Not limiting mistakes. I mean, what can any coach do? So, nah, man. The truth is, we don't know the type of job Scott Brooks can possibly do because he hasn't had the talent to do it with. But we do know when he has had talent, he's had major success. He got to the finals. So I'm like, well, get him some dang talent. Let's see what happens. So you got a nice backcourt, you got a nice perimeter, you got nice talent on the perimeter. Show up there front line. Hopefully make the right picks finally in this draft. Because I swear, if it's another 6-7 wing draft, I'm gonna go off, man. I'm like, come on, bro. Like, dang. If it's another one of those, but do that, you fine. So, or if you're going into free agencies, a guy that's interested, something like that, make that happen. So we'll see what happens.
And again, not to keep being petty, but there's a way to free up some cash. Don't even gotta take out a loan. Just there's a way.
Hey, listen, bro. Things ain't happening. You see all these buyouts, they just paying dudes to stay away. Teams ain't stupid no more.
Hey.
They ain't taking that.
You just gotta find somebody dumb at the beginning of the year. Let them buy him out later. I just need you to take him right now. Like, hey, look, he might be good for 2 months. After that, that's your problem. But take him. Just here. Just take him. Take that man for cash considerations and keep it moving. Take that money and go get you some bigs, bro. But no, I want to thank you guys for hanging with us tonight. We still got more. Got Within the Madness coming, both the men's and women's side. See which folks kind of cashed their ticket to the Final Four. Definitely got one game on the women's side that apparently was controversial to some people, so I can't wait to get to that. Y'all have a good night. See y'all in a little bit.